Yes, people, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. As always, make sure that you lot are smashing up the likes. Make sure that you are subscribing to the channel. Road to 10K. 50 people in the house already. Big up Rants. You know, me and Rants just had a good show. And I can see a few people in there that were in there watching as well, man. Very good show. So you lot love for tuning in. But listen, this is our therapy session, man. Once again, you know, we can't get over the line against Arsenal. I'm sure you lot have seen the reports that are coming out right now about Chelsea's mentality. We've got one win out of how many games against it? 28 games or something mad like that, ads. Against the big teams. Yeah, I'll bring it up after, people, so you guys can see what it is. But we'll speak about that because this is just disgusting. You know that we're still struggling to beat these bigger teams. But yeah, we've got AJ here as well. I think Jimmy should be joining us in a second. But first of all, man, how's it going, man? How you lot feeling after yesterday, man?
I'm feeling dark, bro. I'm dressed in all black for a reason. It's a dark time. It was kind of been expected given our form going into the game, but it's still not nice to see. I mean, losing like that to Arsenal, it's always gonna sting, bro. So it's not good.
No, facts. I agree with ads, bro. It's dark, you know, and just going into the game not confident, and then you know the game confirming what we was already thinking is just it's crazy, you know. But it's where we at.
100%, bro. 100%. Listen, for me, I was at the game, and listen, I wish I could get that money back, bro. Honestly, I wish I could get that money back, bro. I'm just lucky that away tickets cost £30, which is peanuts, and I wasn't spending £60 to go watch these guys at home, right? Because that game was so bad, AJ. You know what I mean? Offensively, both teams were shocking. You know, for us, I was not happy with how we set up in the game. You know, we've spoken about Reece. For me, Reece is not a midfielder. You're starting Fofana at right back. You're starting in Cuckoo left wing. You know, this is the same energy I had for Poch. When you play multiple people out of position, you're never going to get the best out of the team, right? And Arsenal are the worst team to do that against because they've got a stable defense, right? They've got a midfield that know what they're doing on and off the ball. You know what I'm saying, right? They're not the greatest midfield, but when you see how these guys press, bro, honestly, watching that in person, it's very, very good. It's very synchronized. One person goes, then the next person goes, then the next person goes. It's very good, you know. And what was disappointing for me was conceding from a corner because, number one, they haven't scored a goal from a corner since December. And on top of that, we haven't conceded many goals from corners this season, bro. I told you, it's the second corner we've conceded in the Prem all season, right? Last year, these corners were like penalties. But this year, Quenda has actually helped us defend these penalties quite well. You know, the only other penalty we conceded, the only other corner we conceded was against Wolves when Sanchez let it in. Other than that, we've been quite good at defending them. You know, so Marino, he gets a little flick on, they score a goal. Other than that, Sanchez made the save. They didn't really lay a glove on us, you know. But then we didn't lay a glove on them either. You know what I'm saying? No one was taking risks in this game, bro. You know what I mean? What did you think of the game, first of all, ads, man? Because for me, the quality on both sides was shocking. Absolutely shocking.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of went as expected, to be honest. And that's the frustrating thing. It just feels like now we've reached that stage again with Chelsea where you can kind of predict how it's going to go before it even happens. And that was the case earlier in the season, but at least we were playing good football. We could predict, we're going to start a game well, create a few chances, maybe score one, probably miss a bunch more, and then kind of fade second half. But now the pattern just seems to be that we start games slow, and we just look so lethargic, so slow in possession. We hold a lot of the ball, but we're not taking many risks. And then once you reach the final third, who was the guy in the final third to do something of any risk, to make a dribble, to take an audacious shot, to show any individual ability? We just don't see it, unless it's Cole Palmer, but obviously he's been in really poor form lately. And then we didn't have him, and that was the opportunity for the manager to try something different. And as much as we can all agree he's not been given the right tools, he's missing certain players and these kind of things, right? We can all admit that, and we will crash on a lot of these players. But for me, again, it's just another indictment of how poor Maresca is managing this team right now. And I'm sorry, I don't care if it's your first season at this level and these kind of things, and you were managing really good before. And I'm always going to say it. When he has his players right and he has his setup, it's a cold system and it can play great football. And we can even see on all the metrics that we're still quite high up there. But right now, when you can see that things have been removed, you have to think on your feet. You have to make some changes. You have to manage a situation. That's what management is all about, managing situations. He's not done that. He's failing incredibly bad right now. And it's getting to a point where you could be mirroring Poch stats. And if he's going to be mirroring Poch stats, knowing that Poch won like his last 6 games, I'm not trying to see you having a worse record than Poch. Like, that's ridiculous. So again, we're going to get into all of that, but the overall feeling of that game is just same old, same old. It's awful in a big game again. Lethargic, toothless, and I'm sick of it, bro. I'm sick of it. You're on mute, bro.
No, I hear you, bro. Sorry, man. I hear you, bro. I feel the exact same way how you're feeling there. And I feel the frustration, bro. I woke up today and honestly, I didn't even want to work. I'm telling you, bro, I didn't even want to work, bro. I'm thinking, yo, man's got to get on the phone, chat to some clients and whatnot. And the club's got me feeling like this. I'm feeling depressed. How about you, AJ, bro? How you feeling after yesterday's game, man? Did you expect much after you saw that lineup?
Bro, I mean, like I said, you know, we did a couple previews, talk about the game before it happened. And, you know, we already forecasted that, you know, the attack was going to be probably the weakest part of our game just because of what we're dealing with the squad, you know. And again, it came true, you know. And then on top of that, we've been Cole Palmer FC for like damn near 2 full seasons now. And it's, you know, now we actually saw a game today in the Premier League where Cole Palmer is not in the lineup and we look even worse going forward, you know. So it's like, it's just crazy, you know. It's kind of crazy when you realize the situation that we in and the opportunity we had when the ownership came in to kind of, you know, fill the team with, you know, strong, experienced, winning professionals and then supplement them with younger players. But instead we decided to just go like, you know, gung-ho on just only young players. And, you know, we kind of dealing with the consequence of that. And it's just worrying to me that, you know, are they noticing that? But again, back to the game, you know, just we weren't in the, like, we just didn't look like a threat at all. We looked like little kids compared to Arsenal. They just running through us, running past us, winning all 50-50s, keeping us.
That was the case for the first 15, 20 minutes.
Especially,
I don't think they ran through us the rest of the game. I think it was for the first probably half an hour.
Yeah, no, we had flashes, bro. We had flashes, but you know, on the overall feel of the game, we were to me the lesser side, you know, in terms of like threat and control of the game, you know, because their defense was comfortable at the end of the day. You know, we just play. Yeah. We're good in between the boxes, but like in both boxes, it's just we seriously are like levels below, and that's the worrying part. But still in the top 4. We still, you know, we got some decent fixtures coming up. Spurs, Fulham, Brentford, these type of teams. We struggle against them, but still.
They're not going to be straightforward, AJ. I can't lie to you, bro. These fixtures coming up, bro. It's not like playing fucking Everton when they were on poor form and, you know, the likes of Ipswich and these man that we ended up dropping points to. It's a joke right now. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, how about you, Ads? Like, do you think that we played the way that we did because of the personnel, or do you think that it's more how the team was actually set up to play, bro?
We played this way because we've been playing this way the last few months, bro, and it's just not changing. Like, I think it's pretty much since the Brighton games. Well, no, that's when Palmer's been really shit. But like, it's for a while now, bro. Again, I kept saying it, even on that run that we went on where we were not winning games, and it ended with the Bournemouth game where we drew. We scored the last minute free kick, but that was like the last time I felt like we were playing like really good football, but we just weren't getting results. And after that, we played, I think, Wolves. They parked the bus. It was a dead game, but we managed to get a win. And then we went into the City game, played awful. And ever since then, it's just been, we play bad. And maybe we have moments here and there, or Cucurella will step up with a goal, or we just lose. And it's like, cool. For me, this period of games that we've just had, okay, we can get by playing like this against the likes of Southampton and Leicester and Copenhagen. It's not going to look pretty, but we can at least get by them. When we stepped up the higher level teams, Aston Villa away, Arsenal away, you know, we've come unstuck, and it's been quite clear why we come unstuck, because we're lacking quality. The Villa performance was slightly better, but even still, again, just too many individual mistakes. But these again, I've been earmarking these games for a while. These games coming up are where it's like it's going to show us where we are, because we can't afford to play bad and get results against the likes of Brentford away, Fulham away. We got Ipswich at home, which again we'll see how that goes. But then after that, Everton at home, Liverpool at home. We got United away, Forest away to close the season. Like, that is not an easy run at all. And it's like, and those are games where we need to be on good form. Then we're not gonna get away with it like we did against Southampton and Leicester. We got to be at a higher level. And for me, I haven't got any more hope now in the manager to turn it around in terms of tactically changing things. My hope is just in Lavia staying fit, Nico staying fit, Noni staying fit, because those are like new signings now. Those are players coming back to the team to hopefully elevate the level, because you've seen the level now. You've seen the level for the last 3-4 months, 2-3 months. It's not good enough. This level is not going to win you games consistently against decent and better sides in the league. It's just not.
100%, bro. And big up your Magalo as well. Hope I pronounced that right. It says Enzo barely getting on the ball was a big issue. Our best passer getting no touches with Palmer being out. And listen, the way that he set up in the midfield, AJ, for me, was so frustrating to watch, especially being at the game, right? Because you know Arsenal are going to press you from the front, right? Odegaard leads that press, and Martinelli, Trossard, these guys have a lot of energy, bro. Declan Rice, they're going to counter press you. So you need someone in that first phase who's comfortable picking up the ball in the press and turning with it or popping it off quickly, right? Reece isn't that. And Caicedo, he can do a decent job at it, but Lavia is the best in that phase, right? And he had Lavia on the bench, right? Now, I don't know if Lavia, you know, is not able to play more than half an hour, 20 minutes. They could have said to him, yo, this guy, you need to work his minutes up. He needs to be fit, so we can't play him for too long. That's why I'm not overly getting angry about the midfield, because we don't know what they've said to him in terms of the fitness, yeah? But if Lavia was available and he chose to play Reece in midfield, that is very, very worrying for me, bro, right? Because Reece is not a midfielder. Reece is someone, when he's in midfield, he gives you that physicality. When he's on the ball, he can play a ping. Like there's one ping that he played across the pitch to Cucurella was very good, bro, because I was sitting behind the goal and I could see it. It was a mad ping, right? But he's very reactive when he's on the ball, you know? When Lavia came on the pitch, you saw straight away the ball's coming to him. He just bouncing it to Dewsbury Hall. There's one ball that he played in between the lines to Neto as well. He's very progressive with his play because he's a midfielder, right? So for me, playing Enzo in the 10, you know what I mean? Where he's, again, not involved in the build-up. You're playing Nkuku on the left when he should have been playing in the 10. What did you think about how he set up the midfield, man? Because physically, I think we did okay, but on the ball, we didn't do anything, really. Let's be real.
No, yeah, we kind of got contained, you know, by their midfield. And you hit the nail on the head. You know, Reece is not a full-time midfielder. You know, when you're playing against, you know, the better teams, you know, teams with, you know, players that are closer to being world-class players that are, you know, probably have won things, you know, you need to match that with, you know, the same talent in that area. So I already knew, and I think we all knew, that we were probably gonna add an extra body to the midfield. You know, even if Cole Palmer was fit, we probably would have just started with him on the wing and another midfielder in the middle. So we knew that was probably gonna happen. Evidence is there over the season, starting with the first game of the season. So, you know, I wasn't surprised, but, you know, my problem is, and I've said it in the chat already to, you know, our private chat, you know, we always do this thing where we try to overcompensate, you know, the team to protect the team. And then we always 99% of the time we end up losing, you know? And again, that was an example of Maresca doing that, trying to, you know, add an extra body to the midfield to compete or to add the physicality or just to kind of beef it up, you know? And while, you know, you might get some benefits, you know, the overall package, you end up still losing the game. So I wasn't surprised that we did it, but, you know, I was upset. You need Enzo there, like Yo Magalo says, you need Enzo on the ball getting maximum touches, dictating the game. You know, then you have Caicedo next to him, you know, cleaning up any 50-50, progressing the ball, you know, starting transition. Sorry about that. Starting transitions for us. So, you know, that's Maresca. He has this thing where, you know, he likes to change things around a lot, and he's like a little Tinkerman type of manager. And I think doing that, a lot of times you lose your best chemistry. And Caicedo and Enzo in a big game, you need them to just be there, because that's what we've been working with for the past 2 years. Let's not change the top guys in the big games. You know, if you're dealing with other teams, then you have a little more flexibility. So again, I wasn't surprised, but I was disappointed, like you said.
Yeah.
Can I just say quickly as well that, like, again, AJ agrees that obviously he was expecting this change, and I was too, because against Villa we had a slightly better performance even though we lost. Reece James came into the midfield and he was steady, and it worked. But I feel like for us, it's easier for us to get control against a team like Villa. Arsenal are a really good pressing team, and what you saw is their brain in the team. Odegaard was dropping deep to always get involved in the game. You haven't got Cole Palmer there. Bring Enzo deeper. Find a way to get the system to work so that Enzo is deeper and he's getting way more touches on the ball. Not that he's there in the number 10 position pressing, which isn't always his biggest strength. And he's been dribbled past more than any other player in the league. There's a reason for that. And I feel like as much as sometimes you get uses out of him crashing into the box and being an attacking midfielder, drop him deeper. Let him be the brains of the team against a good team off the ball in Arsenal. And let's try and actually take the game to them in that sense. But all we were doing was just passing it safe around the back. And it doesn't make sense that you're passing it safe around the back, but your quarterback, your best passer in the team, is ahead of the lines. He's between the lines, and there's nobody there getting the ball to him. And he's not even good in those areas. He needs to be dropping deep, trying to dictate, trying to be the quarterback. But again, why Maresca isn't finding these solutions is beyond me. It's like, bro, we get it. Lavia's not there, Nico's not there, Noni, your 1v1 winger is not there. Change it up. Understand that, we actually have fullbacks who are better overlapping, not always this underlapping thing, not always playing a centre-back at fullback thing, but he doesn't want to change it up, and it's ridiculous because how much more evidence do you need to see that it's not working?
No, 100%, bro. And even like Badiashile in the first half, his passing was so bad. It reminded me of last season, right? And what I used to say to people when they're like, "Oh, Badiashile shit," I'm like, if you actually watch Badiashile when he first came with Potter, right? Our pivot, the pivot that we had in front of him, they used to come and pick up the ball. You know what I mean? Whereas in this game, I'm looking at Badiashile on the ball, and the passing option is so far. He's just trying to do the risky pass, right? Rather than having Enzo coming to collect the ball, right? Because Enzo was so far, and it's a similar sort of thing as how Poch had us set up last season. If you remember, when we used to see Enzo in the first phase, we were shocked with Poch because we're like, yo, Enzo usually with Poch, he's asking this guy to just go crash the box and just leave the build up, And it was a similar sort of thing yesterday. Yeah, it was so painful watching Enzo Fernandez in the 10 trying to run a man down because Enzo's not the quickest, like he's not the slowest. But when you see this guy in person, honestly, he's like a little Teletubby. I swear to God, he's like a little Teletubby. I'm watching him trying to run a man down. It just looks so off. Yeah, there's a time where he won it back and he was so isolated, so isolated, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I honestly don't understand why this experiment is still going on with Reece being in midfield. The other day when Reece scored, he came out shamelessly talking about, I've always said that Reece is a midfielder. When I first came in here, I watched his games at Wigan, is a midfielder for me. And I'm like, bro, there's so much more evidence of him at Chelsea, at right back, right wing back, scoring goals, creating so many goals for us. So many people used to have Reece in their FPL because he used to get numbers for us, bro. Him and Chilwell was our creativity overlapping, right? So you've got the weapons there to bring a little bit more creativity in the team. Why are you not using it, bro? You know what I mean? That's what I mean about these modern day managers. They're so fucking stubborn, bro. You know what I'm saying? Overcomplicating football for what? You know what I mean? It's really, really getting on my nerves. Yeah. And another thing that's really getting on my nerves is why Tyreek George can't get any fucking minutes from the beginning, right? What more do you need to see that Nkuku's not a left winger? Yeah? What more do you need to see that Nkuku lacks so much intensity on the ball, right? Yeah. What more do you need to see that Nkuku is his head's not here anymore, bro? You know what I mean? It's not his fault. It's being played at a position right now. Play Tyreek George. I don't care about the age. The guy knows the position. He came on yesterday and he showed a little bit of something. He put in a cross for Cucurella. I didn't see Sancho put in a cross once. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the way we're using Tyreek George right now is really, really jarring me, bro. This guy needs to play more. He needs to play more.
You would think Maresca would identify that issue because, again, you come from Leicester where you loved your 1v1 wingers in Mavididi, Fatawi, the other guys who were just direct. But obviously you came here to Chelsea. It was clear that you liked Noni, his directness. You said you even liked Mudrik's directness. But now we're clearly missing some of those profiles. Just play George there. We've seen that Nkunku on the wing isn't working. And where we saw Nkunku at, this is one of my biggest frustrations with the manager, other than the person in between the posts, which we're going to get onto later. But again, one of my biggest issues with this manager is we saw it through preseason when you didn't have Cole Palmer available. The best guy in that role was Nkunku. In the number 10, you trusted him when he was balling out in preseason. Man was going on individual runs, making things happen, getting penalties, scoring in open play as well. He had this one overhead kick against I think Inter Milan in our last preseason game that was close. Like, you saw the confidence dripping from this guy. And I was like, that's the guy we've been waiting years for. Because obviously we signed him on a pre-contract, then he got injured, then we saw little moments under Poch and we saw that this guy's got ability. but you drain them of all the confidence clearly. And I may have to accept that Nkunku isn't as good as I thought he was in terms of the fact that he can't rise it now. Like maybe I think he's going to go away and he's going to be good somewhere else where he gets all the love and all the affection, and that's cool. But I feel like he was good enough where he didn't even need that. He could just come back into this team and assert himself and show his ability, but he's not doing that. But also the manager's not helping him either. So it's just a clusterfuck of a situation where, yes, you have George, who's the one direct winger available, and we're not using him. It's awful management, bro. Awful management.
It's baffling, bro. AJ, why do you think he's not using him more, man? Because I'm sick and tired of this. Ready, bro. You've given my man his first team locker. He's training with the first team now. He's had Premier League, he's not overly experienced, but he's getting the feel of things. He's getting more minutes in his locker now. He's playing Conference League. He's starting. Why do you think he's not starting this guy, bro?
I think Maresca is just naturally protective, maybe reactive in terms of like dealing with situations, not necessarily as a manager and his style of play, but I think just he's protective. Like our lineups are always like conservative. Our the decision to not use youngsters or not switch up the tactics earlier in the bad run is another indication that he's kind of protective, reactive, so he's just a naturally, and they say that about Italian managers, they're naturally just that type of manager, that type of, I don't know, I'm losing the word right now, but like they're not really a risk taker like that. You understand? He's more protective. So I don't know. Maybe
he said he's not brave enough. He said he's not brave enough then.
Yeah, he's not brave. That's a great word. He's not brave because we've called him out a lot of times for not being brave. Not making subs early, not making subs at halftime, not changing up the tactics, not using players. When we had the A and B squad, not switching players who have shown in the Conference League that maybe I could get some burn in the Premier League because certain players are underperforming. He's really just a reactive, not really brave type of manager. I mean, and Tyreek George, he's shown flashes. He shows that he can get on the outside. He shows that he's active around the penalty box. He shows that he's looking to cut the ball back, find somebody in the box. So that's what we need, and we missed that from. The fan base was cooking Noni Madueke, but now the new thing is to apologize to Noni. You understand?
And the thing is about that as well, yeah. This is the problem. This is the problem that we've got right now, because even when Noni was here, he wasn't bagging like that, right? Yeah. And one thing I've noticed about Noni this season is he's not really taking on his man as much as he was last season, right? That's one thing that I'll give credit to Poch for, because he was obviously overlapping the fullbacks, whereas here with the wingers, they're getting so much trust, but they're letting him down. This is the issue, right? Madueke last season, bro, he used to take on bare man. Every game, Madueke is going to try and run past someone. This season, I'm seeing him, dilly-dallying sometimes, cutting back a little bit. He's not really doing much in the box. He hasn't really been as effective this season, right? But even with him, when he was here, guys were asking for him to be dropped. When Jackson was here, was asking for him to be dropped. So again, this is a bigger issue here. This is where you got to look at the summer now and make sure that we bring in players that are better than these guys. I can't be looking at it right now and say, Madueke needs to come back. Mudryk needs to come back. We need better than these guys, yeah? And he makes a great point again. Big up Yumagalo as well. It says, letting Felix go on loan now looks silly. Palmer's got an injury now, and Nkunku is a ghost now, right? Do you think that he's kind of persistent with Nkunku there because it's like, now I've kept this guy over Felix. I need to play him. Is it one of them ones, ads, do you think?
I mean, Nkunku's all he has available because he doesn't want to play the kids. He's not that kind of manager where he's going to trust the kids. And we saw it with Josh. As soon as Josh had even just the smidge of a bad moment against Bournemouth, he hooked him, and we've hardly seen him since. I think the first proper appearance back was the left back shift against Copenhagen, and he got hooked at half time when people are doing equally as bad, if not worse. So he's just that kind of manager. And I get your point about let's look to the summer and hopefully get better players, because again, like I said, I'm going to maintain it. If he gets his players and he plays his system with his A team, it's very good football. And if we have a clinical striker, a clinical attack, and no bozos in the back, then it should be fine, right? But again, it's not always going to be perfect. Not everyone's going to have a Liverpool season where you have your main team fit the whole time. You're going to have injuries. You're going to have situations to deal with, players having whatever nonsense they're going through. But then you've got to manage the situation and get the best out of the team. And we're just not seeing that on a consistent basis. I can talk about so much I didn't like about the team and how we've been playing lately. I mean, look at the fact that we have so much of the ball, even against Arsenal, more of the ball against them. But who are the players taking the risks? who are the players playing long balls and actually being progressive? Because Enzo only played 4 long balls, only 1 was accurate. Caicedo and Reece James, they played all of their long balls accurately, but they only played 3 combined. If you look at the back 3, right, take away Fofana, he didn't play many, but if you look at Cucurella, Badiashile, Levi, they've all got like 8 to 10 to 12 long balls played. And like, why are they the only ones taking those risks? Yeah. And then Sanchez in goal with almost 20 long balls. Yeah. And it's like, those are the guys that are playing the long balls. Meanwhile, Enzo and Caicedo, who are very good at those, even Reece James, they're hardly playing it. They're hardly the ones taking the risk. And again, if you've got nobody dribbling at players, trying to make things happen, if you've got nobody driving through midfield, and you've got nobody good playing long balls, where is the directness? Where's the penetration in your attacks? Dead, bro.
Big up more music as well. Imagine not trusting the kid in a squad full of kids. Big up for that one, man. And if you have a look here as well, people, right?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
That's crazy, isn't it? This is the Premier League form table for the last 11 matches since match week 19, right? So Chelsea right now, a -1 goal difference on form. We've picked up 14 points. Yeah, Man United, people, the Man United we've been cooking have picked up 1 more point than us. Yeah. The United that are 13th right now. Our form right now, you know how bad Spurs have been, yeah, and we've actually picked up 3 more points than them. But our form is dire, bro. This is shocking form the past 11 games, you know. And in these games, they're not all on Maresca. You know, there's certain games where I've been like, yo, the players didn't show up today. They should have done a little bit more. But during this period, bro, I found myself blaming him a lot. Over the Christmas period, I was not happy with, you know, how he was basically using like a little core. And big up Locks. Locks is a Leicester fan. Before we played Leicester, I did a preview of him. He said Maresca did the exact same thing at Leicester, where there was a little core of players he was using, and the rest of them, he just didn't care about them, right? And we saw that at Chelsea because João Felix and Vega ended up leaving, right? You're telling me over the Christmas period, you couldn't bring Vega on off the bench to help solidify the defense. You're telling me that Palmer, he couldn't come off, bro, even though he's been stinking out the place in certain games. You bring on Felix, let him try something different. Have a little bit of competition in the team. Don't make Palmer feel as if, you know, he's now the king of Chelsea, right? You got to keep man on his toes, yeah? Because João Felix comes off the bench and he gets a goal or he creates something. Palmer's thinking, yo, next time when I'm in a position, I'd rather pass there instead of shooting, yeah? When I could just quickly shoot, I'd rather just shoot instead of, you know, dilly-dallying. Because I saw Felix, he came off the bench and now he wants my place. You know what I mean? That's what you've got to do. The management has not been good enough, you know.
Don, you're right. Let me just even come in there. It's not been good enough and it's not been strong enough. And I've been saying this a long time with how he's been coddling Palmer and almost putting Palmer on this pedestal that he's above the team when he's got no trophies in his career. At least with us, cool, you got some trophies at City, but as the main guy here, you've not established yourself like that. You had a great first season, but there's still more for you to get in this game, to prove in this game. You're not Eden Hazard. You're not. You know, you're not these guys. So again, I didn't like how he was always putting this pedestal above the team. He could never be taken off even when he's playing bad. And he's been playing through all this poor form. And again, putting this pedestal, giving almost all the responsibility of being the maverick in the team. I don't like that. But again, I'm talking about strong management here. He wasn't strong with Palmer. He wasn't strong with the keeper situation. I mean, look at the diabolical situation we have with the keepers now. He put in Jorgensen for a couple of games, went back to Sanchez, who's doing our Bozo stuff again. But even worse, looking at the game, and I'm seeing him in the 92nd minute, we're losing. And you're there spudding up Timber. You're letting Timber tell you, like, try harder. And you're smiling, shaking his hand. What? How could I, as a player, imagine if I'm there as a player and I see that the next day, I'm like, how can I take you seriously if you're moving like that in the 92nd minute? And again, these are these little drips of mentality that we're seeing. Because again, we're not there 24/7 at Cobham, but these little things we're seeing, things in the press conferences talking about how, we wasn't meant to be here. Top 4 was only the target for next year. Like all this nonsense that I'm seeing, it's like, come on, like, and again, most of it is coming from the top. And that's why I'm just upset that we didn't get a proper winner to come in and actually set the foundation and set the culture, because everybody's going to take the culture and the guys above, because what does Maresca know any better? This is his first proper season at this level. What do the players know any better? Most of them are kids. Cool, Enzo's got a World Cup. Cucurella's got a Euros. Cool. There's a couple of big trophies and a couple of players who have been in big stages, but for the most part, these are all kids. And the rookie manager, and right now the culture of the club isn't serious. It's not properly serious. It's like, oh yeah, we'll win eventually. We're at a big club, but really, we've got time. We've got young players, 7-year, 8-year contracts, cool. But it's Chelsea Football Club. You can't be accepting mediocrity now. You can't be accepting handshakes when you're losing in a London derby. Like, bro,
that was absolutely disgusting, bro. You know, the fact that you're letting a man mock you like that, and then you're shaking his hand, bro. Like, it's what I mean. Like, it's crazy to me because I'm like, yo, it's not every day be Mr. Nice Guy, yeah. It's not every day be Mr. Nice Guy, bro. When he said that, you should have just looked at him and said, "Cool," and just walked off. You get me? One of them ones, he just walk away, bro. Man's all shaking his hand because at the end of the day, it's us that you're embarrassing, yeah. Same way Sanchez embarrassed the club when he decided to become a bozo against Man City, like he's become a bozo in many games this season. He's embarrassing us lot, bro. We're walking around. I feel like I've got a clown mask on, bro. Yeah, and it's these lot that are making us feel like that. You know what I'm saying? And look at this, bro. You talk about the club right now, right? If it wasn't for Cole Palmer's winner versus Man United in the 101st minute last season, Chelsea would have had no wins versus Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Man City in all comps over 26 matches, bro. Yeah, we have not beaten Man City since the Champions League final, and that was what in 2021, innit?
Yeah, 2021.
Yep.
2021. Yeah. When Tuchel was here, we beat these guys 3 times in the space of 6 weeks. You know what I mean? 3 times in the space of 6 weeks. One of those games was Champions League, the final. You know what I mean? The mentality of this club right now is honestly a joke, bro. I'm looking at it and I'm like, I don't even know if these lot have conversations about this and what they're going to do in the summer. You know, because when you talk about it, right? I'll save this quote here. Big up Nicole for this. Yeah. She said, "Do you still believe the owners will bring experience in the summer? Can you please be real? Can you?" Yeah. And I don't know, Nicole. I'm skeptical about these guys. Same way everyone's skeptical about them. I have to just sit back, right, and see what they do. Because we're going to speak about Quenda and Essugo, right? In fact, let's even talk about them now, right? Quenda, for me, I need to do more research on the guy, but he looks like a top talent. If you're going to sign any young players, I'd rather you sign someone like a Quenda, someone that's going to come to the league with over 100 appearances, hopefully by that time when he's 18, 19. You know what I'm saying? Someone that's already being called up for Portugal at a young age, right? Then you've got Essugo, who's looking like baby Caicedo, yeah? I put a tweet out the other day. There's some sporting fans that have been raving about this guy, saying, yo, this guy's quality. On and off the ball, he's very good. You know, defensively, he gets around. And on the ball, he's got a good passing range. So this is a guy that can actually help the team. And we've been talking about how Caicedo needs, cover because, bro, we can't be running man down. And this team needs more physicality. You saw yesterday, the plan was to get stuck into these, man. You know what I mean? And Fofana's actually been abused racism, bro, because of how he was playing yesterday. Very aggressive. You know what I mean? These Arsenal fans have been cooking him in the comments, calling him a monkey and all of these things because my man was being aggressive yesterday, right? We need more of those guys.
What does one have to do with the other?
You know what I'm saying? We need more of these guys that are going to be physical. For me, I think it's a good signing, right? But in the summer, we need to bring guys that are ready for the first team right now. How you feeling, AJ? Do you think that these guys are going to rectify these mistakes, bro?
I mean, nobody can answer that question. Let's just put that out there. Nobody can clearly answer that question. Now, what you could do is go on what we've done over the past couple of years. And if you look at what we've bought, we haven't really bought too much experience but it's really a certain type profile of player, a player with experience, but has won things, is a leader in their group, deals with their national team, is maybe a leader in that setup as well. So it's a certain package that we're looking for. If we look at our team of old, where you had Drogba, Ballack, Lampard, Terry, all these people who are like serious individuals in any place that they go to. They're not just a part of the group. They're leaders in that. And that's what we need. I would love to think that the owners have seen the last 3 years and seen that we've built up a foundation of how many young players we haven't won any trophies. Again, that what you just pulled up, we haven't won any games against the top teams in almost 30 games. That's about 3 seasons, 26 games. You play each team twice. 8 times 3 is 24, and then another 2 games. That's about 3 seasons straight where we have not beat these teams. That's a terrible record, and it's past Maresca. It's more than Maresca. So I know they use Maresca's picture in that post, but that's Maresca, that's Poch, that's might be Lampard, that might be part of Tuchel. So it's Potter is nasty. Like if you break it down to what it really is it's a nasty situation. And if you're a serious businessman, and these guys are billionaires, they manage how much money, they have successful companies, they have other sports teams, they have to see that we have to change the strategy. Anybody with a brain has to see that we have to change the strategy. So if they don't change the strategy this summer, there's a serious problem, and I don't know how it will be resolved. I don't know how it goes forward. I don't know how the fans accept it. I don't see how it works. You understand? So it's coming to a boiling point is essentially what I'm saying. This summer is literally the moment for the ownership and the directors to take the club where we're going to be for the next 10 years. That's
it's make or break. It's make or break for them, because we can't go into another season, right, where we haven't got a striker. Yeah, we can't go into another season where we haven't got a defender, a centre back that we can depend on that's going to play most of our games. We can't do that, bro. Right? We can't go into another season where Sancho's our only left wing option and you're not going to trust George. We can't be doing these things, bro. You know what I mean? And big up this this guy here. It says I don't know how to pronounce your name, Nkrumah. It says, Don, you can't even name me 3 world-class strikers apart from Kane, Lewandowski, and Haaland. And you guys are singing the old boring experience song. There's no world-class guys we can buy out there, man. Listen, that's not what I said. I never even said that bring in world-class talent, because I'm with you on that one, bro. People just say this, but then they can't bring the names to the table, right? What I'm saying is we need to bring guys that are ready to start in the 11 straight away, regardless of them being world-class, because at the end of the day, the level of football right now has dropped off. You know what I mean? The level of football has dropped off, bro, right? Bring me a Gokares. Bring me an Isak that can play up top. Bring me a centre-back that is experienced enough and has played enough.
I'll take Boniface. I'll take any one of them. We don't have a striker, bro.
We haven't got a striker, bro. You know what I'm saying? And big up Jimmy as well. So,
but this is also the point, though. Why does it need to be a world-class name? Again, it could just be somebody that fits the profile.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous. Again, when I was saying this time last year, a certain somebody I'm not in a first, I've said his name too many times. People should know by now. When I was mentioning his name, people were saying, we've not a big enough net. Listen, bro, he's up there in the scoring charts. He's doing the thing with Hudson Odoi Elanga. He's scoring here, bare goals. I don't need to say his name anymore. I've said it plenty of times.
Chris fucking Goods.
That's his boy.
He's bringing the goods now. And listen, I never thought I was going to be becoming the campaigner for Chris Wood and all that, but I was saying at the time, you can bring in somebody like him or a Mateta or a Taremi. There's plenty of guys out there who just fit the profile, who are physical, who know where the back of the net is. I can put the ball there with some vim. Again, we've got nobody who strikes the ball with some fucking vim in this club. It's ridiculous. But again, it doesn't need to be somebody that's the flashiest name or under 23. Fuck all that. Get somebody who gets you goals. And again, this is the point that you're trying to get to, Don, which I agree. And I agree with AG that we just don't know if they're going to go and target more experienced people. But at the end of the day, look at the teams that are winning trophies right now. Newcastle, they've got plenty of experienced players in there. Shaw, Pope's experience, Isak's a striker who's got plenty of experience now, approaching his prime, and somebody who is world-class, by the way. Bruno Guimaraes, experience. Joelinton, experience. I hate to say this. I hate this club with a burning passion, but Man United, as much as they are bad right now, they've been bad the last few years. When they won the League Cup, and even the FA Cup, when they won those trophies, who were the guys who were actually playing very well in those games? It was the experienced players. It was Rafa Varane playing well, Casemiro playing well. I hate Bruno, but he was playing well too. My point is not that they're a good example of a club right now, because they're awful. But at least if you have experienced players, they can elevate the rest of the team in moments, in big games. Because that's why United win more big games than us right now. Even though we're 10 times better than them, in big games, big players and experienced players normally step up. We don't have enough for that. That's why for a large part of the last couple of years, Thiago Silva and OAP was our best defender for time. And it proves in the pudding. Go get some experienced players. Otherwise, it's going to be the same shit.
I get what you're saying, but at the same time, bro, if you look at our team actually does have experience in there, bro, right? Sancho is not a kid. Sancho is an experienced footballer, right? Tosin is an experienced footballer. Neto has Premier League experience. He's experienced, right? Caicedo and Enzo. You can't say these guys aren't experienced anymore, bro. They are experienced.
They're the most experienced, though. They're not on the level of like Varane, Casemiro, even a Fabian Shaw.
That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at, man.
We need blue guys.
That's what I'm saying.
We don't need our experienced players to be our best players. We need our experienced players be guys that can hold this fucking team together.
No, but what I'm saying is
experienced guys that can hold this like with some metal, that when a goal scored, they can go, hey, look, hey,
Yeah.
Hey,
And again,
guys,
and let me just say quickly, I'm not going to get onto Tosin. I think Tosin's a fine like fourth player to be like a fourth centre back choice, but he shouldn't be the guy that has the metal. That's the guy that's telling everybody to calm down. The guy that's giving multiple team talks during a game. No, that shouldn't be Tosin, who was, you know, a second or third choice at Fulham for most of his career. No, it needs to be somebody with some not just experience, but also like something about them.
This is what people are missing my point. People are missing my point, right? What I'm saying is we haven't got guys like, for example, like even Cole, for example. Cole, before he joined Chelsea last season, he barely had any experience, bro, right? Or you're looking at George, he barely had any experience, right? We have guys in this team, we haven't got enough leaders. That's what the problem is here. We haven't got enough leaders because if you look around the team, there's actually guys that have over 100 appearances playing professional football, bro. To me, I'm looking at that as experience, right? But when you look at the leaders, I'm only really looking at Tosin. You know, Levi Cole, you can't really look at him as a leader like that because he's still young. He's still learning his trade as well.
No, you know what it is? I hate to cut you off, my bad. But it's not really. You know what we need?
It's leaders.
Maturity. We need mature. We need a couple mature players, bro. We need a few mature players who've been through a lot, not just experience, not just played a lot of games, but been through some shit. Maybe they didn't even win it, but they fought for it. They've been there in those battles. They've been in those trenches. I don't think we've had a lot of players who've been in the trenches. You know what I mean? We got players that's been playing ball, but they haven't been in the trenches. They haven't been on teams to where they were playing games to where it's like, oh shit. You understand what I'm saying? Whether they won or lost, but they've been there. I
also
vets.
I also think we need, you know, over the past couple seasons we haven't been in the Champions League, and we know that plays a part in attracting a certain player. You understand? Whether some people would say, oh, you know, Champions League don't matter, but that's not true. You know, it might not matter all the way, but it matters. So, you know, I would love to see us get Champions League this year and see how the ownership operates with that in the bag. Because if they still decide to go down the, you know, youngster, up and coming, not too established.
I'm out. I'm gonna cheer for fucking
exactly. I'm done. I'm
going to cheer for Millwall.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't want that. And big up Charles here, because Charles is saying, Don, do you think the same as 8 years ago? No, we need seasoned players. Bro, I'm with you on that one, right? But the point that I'm making is, for me, I think what people are trying to say is that they want more leaders in the team. When Jimmy's saying that he wants people that are more mature, if you look at Tosin, they call Tosin Uncle Tosin, right? Because he's one of the mature ones in the team.
Yes, we need more. We need a couple more Tosins.
Exactly. That's the point that I'm making here, because you can't tell me. You can't tell me, yeah. I know Jadon Sancho's not everyone's cup of tea, but you're not going to tell me Jadon Sancho is inexperienced. He's got experience.
A lot of those guys experience, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Man's played in the Champions League final. You're talking about Neto. Neto, before he came Chelsea, was someone that, because remember what the take was last season? It was, we need Premier League experience. We brought in Premier League experience. It's Premier League experience, bro, right? We need leaders. That's what we need in this team. We need leaders that can lead the pack. That's what we need in this team, bro. You know what I'm saying?
They need to not worry about profiling a style of a player and profile a mentality. They need to profile glue guys. They need to profile one or two more glue guys. And to be honest, your keeper should be one of them. Your keeper's supposed to be a glue guy. Your keeper's supposed to be somebody, everybody look back and be like, all right, we good.
Yeah.
He got us. He got us. Even if I fuck up here, I ain't got to make a last-ditch stupid effort, because you know what? He gonna make this save. Your keeper gotta be one of the glue guys. I think within the first few minutes against Arsenal, Sanchez kicked out a ball from the back that literally went right to fucking Arsenal when he had 2-3 Chelsea players. Then he had another one where we passed it from right, going from right to left. And Badia Shield did what your center back's supposed to do, went wide. Gave him the space, tons of space. He hoofed it. Yep. It's like, yo, bro, this dude, I can't imagine being a defender on this team where you don't have continuity, because guys are always in and out, hurt and all that. And then on top of that, that dude behind you, Come on, man.
I told you, bro.
That's
It scares these lot. It scares these lot, bro. I've been to many games. I'm seeing many players shouting at him. Yeah, I remember one game where Jackson. This game sticks out to me because Jackson was at the front, up top. He came back and told someone in midfield, "Yo, tell him you're shouting, bro. Tell him, bro. You know what I mean? It doesn't give you that stability from the back. You need a keeper that you're confident in. And right now, we've got a bozo, bro.
And the worst part is he's one of the more experienced guys. Again, I don't think he's a leader, but you see him. He's actually one of the more vocal guys when they're doing these huddles on that. And that's why it's such a failure of a transfer system or a transfer strategy that we got this guy, one of the more experienced, more leadership kind of guys. Shouldn't be nowhere near a football club like Chelsea. Nowhere near it.
No, 100%, man. Yeah, big up.
That's why, and this is my thing. That's why nobody. Yo, listen. If we bring in Liam Delap, I don't want that. Keep that shit over there, bro.
How about this? How about this? Let me give you a little, because I'll just talk to Rance about this. How about we sign Delap and we sign like a Gokaris? How about that?
Oh,
but then where does that put Jackson?
Alone, I'm good. He's a bagsman. These dudes score goals. The ball leave their foot and it goes towards the net. Whether it goes in or not, sometimes depends on the keeper. Liam Delap does not score enough goals for me. He's not trash. I've watched him. He's
not
good.
trash.
He's no anybody call him trash. You have not watched him play. He's good. He's just not gonna do it for me. I'm not saying it won't work. That's just not what I see when I think about what we need.
You see what I'm saying, bro? Listen, right now I'm seeing us here because obviously with Essugo, right, and obviously back, it looks like we're not trying to leave ourselves short in midfield. Right? Could it be a situation, man, then where we're trying to have 3 strikers right now? Yeah,
please.
Because we got Luke.
Oh,
you know what I mean? How do you feel about that, AJ, man? Do you think that's going to affect Jackson?
I have no problem with
I don't care if it affects Jackson. I don't care. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter if it affects Jackson.
But you know what else, too, AJ? If you look at how Jackson is, I don't think Jackson's gonna be like, I gotta pick my fucking game up. I don't see Jackson going, oh my gosh, they brought another striker.
Jackson has proved that Jackson I'm happy with Jackson in terms of the player he is and what he brings to the team. But he's not of that ilk to be like, oh, let's not bring in this guy because it's gonna hurt Jackson. I don't care what Jackson is gonna hurt. I hope it makes him better. That's what somebody who could teach him how to strike the ball.
23, 24, yeah, he's at that age where
he has years. He has years to work with, you know. Bring in somebody, please. Don't worry about nobody's feelings. Nobody's feelings needs to be.
I agree, but my only thing is again, I think because Chelsea have shown so much ambition in terms of the market, or signing a lot of players, spending a lot of money, it seems possible that we could sign 2 strikers. But again, talking in reality, we're going to sign 2 strikers on top of Jackson. I feel like that's kind of overkill. I feel like you just need one. Just get me whether it's Gyökeres you trust in, Isak, but that's not attainable. Whoever it is, Osimhen, ability-wise, I'm here for it. But again, 2 African strikers with AFCON around the corner, that's a bit sketchy.
I don't know why that keeps blowing my brain. I keep forgetting.
Yeah,
you're right.
That's too sketchy. That's too sketchy. So for me, if it's Gyökeres, cool. Again, if you want to get the lap and then you have him and Jackson as underlings, underlings, I don't really get that personally. So for me, just get somebody. Get that main guy, Gyökeres. Hopefully he can stay fit. And then Jackson's a great number 2. Somebody that can even play opposite striker as well.
I always use Brighton as an example. Yeah, Brighton have Rutter, they've got João Pedro, and they've got my man. What's his name?
Welbeck.
But Rutter can play wing and 10 as well, though. That's the difference.
But Jackson, listen, Maresca's kind of said he doesn't look at him as a left winger, but listen,
he can go left. Let's not even fool ourselves. He can. We all seen it.
He can play wing. He can play wing.
If he
played a lot in Spain, so I hear it.
He moved so many players out of position. He could move Jackson to the left wing. And
I'd rather Jackson there instead of Nkunku because at least Jackson's gonna give a man steps.
He would actually drive it. Again, this manager, bro, it's madness, bro. I can't see Reece James overlap one time this whole season. I can't see it once. It's crazy, bro.
You think he's scared to do it because of his fitness, bro?
No, he's playing in midfield 90 minutes. He played 90 minutes against Villa. If he can play 90 minutes in midfield or 60 minutes the other day, you can give me 60 minutes at right back and then come off, or a 30-minute cameo at right back and come off. That's gonna give us more because again, we lack goals. We've been saying this for time, especially when 3 of our top 3 goal scorers are out of the team right now. And Nkunku's a proven goal scorer, but not in this league, unfortunately. Other than that, Where are the goals? Reece James, though, is a proven goal scorer from right back. Put him in the right back position where he can imagine. We give all the freedom in this team to Cucurella, and yet he's actually getting you some goals. But why is Cucurella getting that freedom on the left and you can't give to Reece James on the right? It doesn't make any sense.
Yep. And that's what's annoying about it as well, right? Because when we played against Palace, this guy actually overlapped both the fullbacks. Because I was at that game. We played Palace away.
The one time.
Overlapping on both sides, bro, right? He's making it so predictable, right, for managers to work out what he's trying to do. If you guys remember, start of the season, I was like previewing a lot of games with a lot of rivals and that. Because I like to get the ops to come on the preview, right, every single week. And I was telling them, listen, I don't know what 11 is going to go with. I don't know who's going to play where because he's trying things. He's doing different things against different opposition. But now it's quite easy to work out what he's going to do, you know? Against Arsenal, he overlapped Cucurella in the second half, but it's lopsided. I've barely seen both the fullbacks overlapping, right? Look at Forest, bro. Forest is just, it's crippled up top, you know what I mean? Yeah, like Kevin Nolan and them man back in the day. If you know, you know, right? Yeah, you've got your 10, you've got your pivot, you've got your two centre-backs, Milinkovic and Murillo. You've got Ola Aina, you've got my man on the left, right? And then you've got the wingers, yeah? It's not no algebra and Pythagoras and all these things, bro. It's just simple, yeah? And these men are ahead of us, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes, bro, just break it down. Forget about your philosophy sometimes. Yes, you want to use it as a guide, but you shouldn't be, you know, you should be flexible always, right? And right now, we're not really seeing much flexibility with him trying to overlap the fullbacks. And what makes it worse, he comes out and tells us, I don't like overlapping fullbacks. So we know why you don't want to use them, because you don't like it.
Yep. And the opposition know too. And the opposition know that you've basically told them we're not going to overlap the fullback. So when the ball reaches a certain spot,
let's be honest. Everybody knows what
it's
likes.
Not going to be something else.
You just got to stop it.
It's ridiculous, bro. You know, and I don't know how he can't see that the not having the overlap is stagnating our attack. Like, that's one of our biggest problems. The not having the overlap is stagnating the attack because there's no overload on the wing. So the winger doesn't have somebody to work off with. So it's either they bust out a piece of magic or they go back, which is what we're killing Jadon Sancho for, because he's against two players. He might get into a situation where he's 1v1, and I still think that muscle memory of recycling the ball has now set in to the point where these players don't even try it anymore.
No, 100%, bro. You know, and listen, last season, right, with Mavididi and Fatal, obviously it's a championship, it's a little bit easier, but those two were cooking, right? And if Maresca had Rafinha and Yamal, I think his system would be brilliant, because those guys, just give them the ball in the wing and they're going to do something, right? Our wingers are not as good as those guys, bro. They're just not. You know what I mean? Yeah, in England, yeah, as we told you, in England, we have GCSEs. So GCSEs is the exams you sit before you leave school, yeah? And when you're about to leave school, when you're about to sit these exams, you've got the higher paper. I don't know if they do it anymore, but in my day, they had the higher paper and you've got the foundation paper, right? The foundation paper used to be given to the kids that were a little bit slower, you know what I mean? Or a little bit slower, things were a little bit harder, so you make it easier for them to pass, right? This guy is giving these kids the higher paper when they're foundation kids. You get it? Yep. He needs to give these guys the foundation paper, bro. And the foundation paper is overlapping the fullbacks. You know what I mean? What do you not think he's scared of, bro? Do you think he's scared of the space they leave him behind? Like, what is it? Like, I don't get it.
Personally, I look at, I don't think he trusts our defense, because I don't. I'm just gonna go off of what I know. I don't trust our defense, so I don't think he do. I don't trust our goalkeepers. I don't think he do. So I think he plays it safe. We can talk all this shit about, yo, he needs to. This is the one thing I do give him. We ain't motherfucking Tottenham. You know what Tottenham do? Oh, they go and get it. They play football. Oh, it looks. Yeah, they be getting their ass bust. We don't be getting our ass bust. If our players were actually to step up in some of these games, we would actually win. As much as y'all don't like the style of play, which blows my mind as a Chelsea fan, because I've never in my life seen Chelsea play no fucking Hollywood football. In my life, let me say that again, in my life, under Ancelotti alone. Outside of that,
okay, I was gonna say that. Cool. Yeah.
Play no fucking Hollywood football. So this idea of these fucking bitch ass fans about I don't like Maresca ball. You like that shit we did last year? Roll out the ball and go. Y'all ever see the movie Spaceballs? Ludicrous speed. Go. That's all we fucking did last year. And Cole Palmer saved us game after game after game. I'd rather what we have now. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Because at least now, I feel like we have more of a chance, even if we don't have somebody playing out of their skull. Cole Palmer was playing out of his skull last year. So it made things a little bit easier.
I think the issue for me is just the issue is just that we've gone from one extreme to the other. We went from obviously right now in Maresca, who's just so based on a structure.
Yeah, this is where I'll get at fucking Maresca.
Yeah, because he's just got one structure and that he's so pragmatic to this structure. Same with you see with Amarim and a lot of these newest managers. Whereas Poch is from a different era. Poch is on just a vibes thing. Poch is just on a guys do what you want to do kind of thing, and it worked for Palmer and etc. But that's not a sustainable kind of football. And whereas what we got now is too structured. There's almost like there's no individual flair, no expression, no personality.
I was just about to say that. He has to give them a time where, okay, now you can play with speed. Because, bro, if I see Neto come back one more fucking time. Neto is so fucking fast, bro. I watched Neto take off, and you can clearly see he's about to be his man. And he cuts back. He fucking cuts back. And if he's not being told to do it, it's being allowed. And it's the same fucking thing. Bro, go express yourself. That's how we're going to get these goals. We have these breakaways. Guys are crashing. We go and Neto, go. Go. If you take a shot and it's deflected, it's a second ball. How many times do we see that anymore? We don't see it. It's because that's where I get on Maresca, bro. You cannot play one speed all fucking game. So I'll say this. I'm cool with Maresca for now. Next season, if he can't find another pace, he's not the manager that's going to be able to take us to that level unless we get one or two fucking Eden Hazards.
And that's what I was going to get into, bro. Because Nkrumah makes a great point here. It says only coaches with 2 ball winners in midfield overlap their fullbacks. For example, Madrid with Tchouameni, Valverde, or Klopp with Fabinho and Henderson. Maresca will only overlap when
blah, 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 blah.
No, it's not blah, blah, blah. No, it's not.
No, hold on, AJ. It's
not. You know why? Because when Rodney is there with Caicedo, we do not play this way. We don't. I don't care what nobody say. I see it. So the problem that I have with him, he has no faith in anybody else to do those jobs. Please try it and show me that they can.
Exactly.
Show me that they can.
Don't just fucking tell me because I've seen it. So don't just tell me that it don't work.
But also at the same time, you still got to give him this. You can say, as much as you want to say whatever you want to say, if Maresca sat back in a fucking nice suit like an Italian, put his foot up and said, where did you expect me to finish? And you say top 4, he say, I'm at top 4 right now. What you crying about? Only answer you could give is some shit one of our girlfriends or wives would give. Some shit that don't make no fucking sense. Facts over emotions. So I snap, I be pissed, but then I got to step back and say, yo, all right, we still right and roundabout where I expected us to be. So let me just relax a little bit, have my frustrations, have my concerns, but all this Maresca out, this out, it's just stupid. Because Pochettino, I was in 10th, 9th all season.
Bro, that's why
Pochettino out from West Ham. First game.
Like
so you know how many I put up with 33, 30, no, including cup matches, 40-something games of a manager I could not take. You cocksuckers not about to tell me y'all can't sit through the rest of the season with Maresca. Bullshit. I sat through a season of Pochettino, a whole season.
The thing is, though, yeah, it's the same principle, though, Jim, because you got to look at it, right? With Poch, the thing about Poch, he kept trying something which wasn't working.
Last comment.
And then eventually, right? Eventually, he decided to change things, and we decided to start playing better all of a sudden. It wasn't rocket science, and that's what we're asking for with Maresca. Yes, the style of plays aren't similar. Of course, they're not. But the thing is, we don't want to be seeing the same thing and him not trying something different, bro. That's the same. That's what we're talking about here.
There has to be risk in the way that we play. You have to play with a certain level of risk. That's how you win games. You can't just play scared and we don't have X, so we can't do Y and Z. Like, bro, there's that goes to a certain level. The game is still played on the field. You still have to risk something to get a reward. Otherwise, you get what you got yesterday.
Can I just say though, like I've seen defensive teams like even Atletico overlap fullbacks, and like people are under the impression that when you're overlapping the fullback, it's both going at the same time. No, it's not. You can overlap one and the other one can stay. And even with us, we have an overlapping fullback in Cucurella who does it most of the time for us. Not all the time, but instruction most of the time. Some of the time, it's the overlap. But my issue is, why is it Cucurella doing it and not Reece James, who's got way more in his bag to give us in the attacking third? So that's why, for me, again, it's just poor management. And again, I want to repeat it for the third time. I rate Maresca, and when he has all his pieces, he's a very good coach, and he can coach a very good football. But without his pieces, he's making too many rookie mistakes, and I can't handle it. At a club like Chelsea, the standards need to be way higher than what we're seeing right now, because it's unacceptable, bro. Like we could be losing Champions League football in a year where 5 teams make it, and we could lose it in a year where we're going up against Nottingham Forest, Brighton, Bournemouth, Villa, who are still in the Champions League doing what we should be doing. Bro, like, come on, man. Where are the standards at this club, bro?
Bro, you're spot on. You're spot on when you say that, bro. So that's what it is for me, innit? I want to see this guy trying something, because when AJ was saying, play Neto up top, and we saw him do it, we were giving him props, because against Villa, cool, we lost that game, but you could clearly see that it helped us play a bit better, because the game before that, bro, we had 0 shots on target against Brighton, right? Not a single shot. We created nothing. Yeah, against Villa, we should have even won that game if Palmer could finish. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we want to see the manager trying things, bro. You can't just be, looking at it and it's all stale and it just doesn't give the players any oomph, bro. Like it's like this, Jim. Yeah? It's like this, Jim. If you're bored at work, right? If you're doing the same thing at work, you're bored. When you get up, you're just demotivated, man. Like for all we know, these players could be demotivated, bro. Like, we're doing the same thing again. Like it's not working. You know what I mean? You got to look at that as well.
And my thing is this, right? Like as a manager, you can control the pace. So even if he looked at his watch and said, you know what? I'm going to take this next 5 to 7 minutes and we're going to overlap. We're going to overlap Reece James and we're going to try it for a few minutes and then we're going to pull back and not do it. Like, just give me a little gear shift. Shift the gears just a little. Yeah. Not too much. Not too much. But once you're in the game and you can see that, okay, give it a one try here. Give it a, like, the Arsenal game, once Palmer wasn't playing, I was like, But the fucking Copenhagen game, I saw what I didn't like. I ain't worried about the Arsenal game. How good their defense is, and then no Cole Palmer, no this, no that. I was like, look, if we get a 0-0, I'll take it. And we didn't. We let it go, and we didn't even let it an open play go. And the whole time I watched that game, I never felt like Arsenal was going to score an open play goal. I'm just being honest.
I predicted 1-1.
I never felt like Arsenal was going to score an open play goal. But it goes to show you, like, for 1 second, we locked off. We let Marino get in front. Reece James and Nkunku, I don't know what the fuck they were doing, but I didn't even watch it back to see who fell asleep. But somebody fell asleep.
I think Sanchez actually made a mistake.
We know Sanchez. Of course, when Sanchez ran up to go push the power one more time, he knew it.
No
he got himself out of position.
He took himself out of position.
Tim Howard said it. Tim Howard said, there's no way I would have ran and pushed that pile. The pile is where I needed it to be.
Yeah, usually the pile is pressuring you and you got to fight. The pile was not even looking at Sanchez.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So that one big head moment, just like Don always say, we have that moment where guys just lose their focus. That bozo, to me, that's a bozo moment, and not just on Sanchez, on the front, who's ever on that front post, and Sanchez combined. Like y'all blew it because, like I said, I never felt like, oh, Arsenal's dominated, especially in the second half. Because second half, they couldn't get the ball from us.
First off, they were onto us, but for a good 20 minutes.
Yeah, but I never felt like they was going to score. They are so toothless, bro. They are toothless.
You're right.
They are, but they're still better than us. And obviously, we accept that they're better. But they're better in a way that it shouldn't just be that clear and cut. Because for me, once they got their goal, they're pretty toothless. But it's almost like a boxer that knows that they've got the knockdown in the early rounds. They're not looking to knock us out. They're just looking to win on points. And they were so comfortable. Second half, where we need to be putting on the pressure, disturbing their backline, doing something to unsettle them. We didn't threaten them at all. It was a comfy second half pariah, bro. And that should not be the case ever. Doesn't matter if you're in phase 1, phase 5, bottom of the table, top of the table. We should be way more competitive than that, and we just weren't. We were just safe, pedestrian, and they had a calm second half, saw it out, got 3 points, and that's it. Like,
yeah, bro. And we got Elbow for this as well, right? Going back to the leadership thing, he said, speaking of leadership, we also don't have dudes with balls that can say to other players, don't pass back. We'll worry about the coach later. Right, and this is actually a good point. Yeah, I'm not saying
personality.
Yeah, it's personality, bro. Because I was watching Ola's podcast he did with Culture Cams and Harry Pinero. Right? I don't know if you guys have seen it. And Ola literally said when he was in the locker room with like JT and that 16-17, when Conte came in, JT had a word, bro, and said, "Yo, what you're doing right now, in terms of the training and that, you need to tweak it." Yeah, and that season we ended up winning the league. Conte listened to them, bro. Right, so everyone here, cool, the managers, managing the team and whatnot. But bro, you gotta talk to him as well and say, "Oh, listen,
right now, let's be honest. We don't have any. Only person on our team that could do that is Reece James. And what did Maresca say about Reece James? He's not vocal.
That's quiet. That's what I'm saying about the leadership, and that's where you're lacking leadership, bro. Because end of the day,
we don't have a vocal guy.
Right now, if you're at work right now as a team and your manager's going through things and the plan for the day and that, as a team, you're gonna say to your manager, "Oh, how about we try to do this? Or how about we try to do that?" It's not you managing it, but you're putting your little 2 pence in, bro. And a good manager will listen. You know what I'm saying? Bad managers don't listen to people, bro. They micromanage you, right? And Maresca right now is doing too much micromanaging, clearly. You know what I mean? Some of these players, bro, I know Gusto goes home and he talks to his girl and that and says, "Yo, I don't like this thing where I'm playing as an 8. I don't like this thing where I'm playing as a 10. I don't like this shit." I know Reece is like, "Yo, I'll play in midfield for the team, but I'd rather be at right back." I know these men are saying these things, bro. Look at Cole this season. Cole's loving it, right? He's loving life, talking about, "I love Maresca," because he's playing in his actual position. Last year, I told you, man, this guy's not enjoying his football, bro, because he's playing at left back, right? And this year, it's very clear that he's enjoying his football because he's actually playing in his position. But I can't say that for every single person in this team, bro. You know what I mean? So we definitely need more leaders in this team, bro. You know what I'm saying? But listen, we still got any last points to wrap up, people, man, before we finish up?
Well, our next game is with Tottenham.
Yeah, Spurs. Let's look at the table. Let's look at the table.
I was about to say, just run me the schedule. Let me take a look at the schedule.
Let me show you the table.
I know people. I do not expect to lose to Tottenham because we don't do that. So
I'll show you the table. Let me show you the table right now. So Chelsea on 49 points, Man City 48 points, Newcastle 47, Brighton 47, Fulham 45, and then Bournemouth. You're looking at Bournemouth there 44. Right, so there's literally a 5-point difference between 4th and 10th, bro. Right, crazy. That's the difference right now, which is mad. You know what I mean? And if you go look at our next set of games, let me even bring them up. Yeah,
we're playing a lot of those guys. That's right there.
Yep. So there's gonna be a lot of 6-pointers there, bro.
It's important for us.
But guess what? So is City, so is Brighton, and so is Newcastle.
Yeah. A lot of teams are playing each other. So we've got Spurs next at home. I'm sorry, bro. Anyhow, we drop points against Spurs, blood. Yeah, we have to make sure we beat these guys. These guys are in a worse situation to us. Like, our form has been bad, but they've even picked up less points than us, bro. Like, to fight Ange and whatnot. Yeah. Then we've got Brentford away, and that game we're gonna need Lavia there fit, bro, because we saw these man running at you, bro. It's long. Yeah.
Believe it.
You know, we've got Poland after that. Then we've got Ipswich at home. I'm sorry, we need to be winning that game. Right, then we've got Poland again. Well, actually, we've got the Polish team at home, and then we've got Fulham away. So we've got to get back because they beat us last time, right? So looking at these teams here, I know they're not the easiest games, but they're beatable teams, bro. We're not looking at Arsenal. We're not looking at Man City, these teams that we can't get over the line. We're looking at teams that we can beat.
I expect no less than 10 points out those 4 games.
Yeah,
you expect that. That's lofty expectation for this team, bro.
10 points out of those 4 games, bro. I'm dead serious.
Listen, like I said before, I think this was before you came on, Jimmy, but these games coming up, they're not the Southamptons, the Leicesters where we can play shit but still win. And they're not quite the Arsenals or the Villas where I feel like we have to be at our best to win those games. So for me, I went into these run of games thinking we were going to get the amount of points that we've got. I kind of expected all these results. But these games coming up now, Tottenham, no matter what our form is, it always seems to be a different type of game. The vibe's always a bit different, and usually we win. And that needs to be the case. But Brentford away, Fulham, again, Ipswich, we should win that. But after these games, we even got Everton and Liverpool coming up. So those kind of games, we have to be on it or we're going to drop way more points. And it's not Southampton, that's the kind of situation. We will drop points and we're playing like shit. So for me, I've seen enough of the manager to know that he's not going to change much. He's not going to be able to be the one that's the difference maker. It's going to be on the players. It's going to be on if Lavia can stay fit, if Nico can come back and get into the goal straight away, if Noni can be direct and beat his man and give us some individual brilliance in the final third, because Sancho's not doing it, and Nkunku's not doing it, George isn't trusted, Mudryk is still in Azkaban. So, boy, on those two, and obviously Palmer wants his back to give us something. Otherwise, Europa League music. Europa League music, boys. I'm not here for that, you know. I'm not here for that.
If you're Noni at home right now, right? Because Noni was getting a lot of heat before he got injured, right? And he even blocked his comments. There's so many players that play for us that have blocked their comments because people just abuse them, right? You're at home right now. You've been at the games. You've been watching these, man, and they're failing to cook. You're seeing Sancho failing to cook. You're seeing Nkunku failing to cook. That should give you the motivation to now come into the team and say, yo, you, man, I'm showing you why you missed me. Do you get it? Because when I'm here, you don't ask for these guys to play. I haven't been here and they haven't been able to step up, right? So let me show you why I should be starting for Chelsea right now before Estevao and these men come, right? It's so easy right now for Noni to walk back into the team, bro. Same thing as Jackson as well, yeah? He's got to make sure, bro. I hope he's been watching Drogba on loop, if anything, because the way you shoot, big man, I can see why you're still playing football in Senegal in 2019, yeah? This guy was still banging ball in Africa in 2019, bro. And it's very clear in his game because the technique, that's not a guy that was playing academy football in Europe. I'm so sorry, blood. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, that sounds like Jamie Carragher, you know. Yo, chill on Africa, bro. Chill.
No. I'm talking about the level. I'm talking about the level that he got picked up from not from
African.
The point that I'm making,
right? Got fried up the next week.
I don't respect the flying eagles. I don't like eagles that fly. I don't respect flying eagles.
The point that I'm making here is that Jackson did not come up through the academy, right? in the European team, or even like I don't know, like a Kaiser Chiefs or something like that. Yeah. He was playing like in some like I don't know where it was. It was like some camp or something like that. So he didn't have the training coming up. That's the point that I'm making. You know what I mean? So we've got to teach this guy how to play because the development that a lot of these youth players got. If you're looking at Mark Gill, this guy was playing for Barcelona. The development that he got is completely different to Jackson. We need to coach this guy properly, bro. You know what I'm saying? We need to coach this guy and teach this guy because if you look at his development, it's poor.
But then people want to say, oh, let's not buy a striker because we're gonna affect Jackson. Like that don't make sense to me. That does not line up to me, brother. We need to bring in somebody serious. But just
to be honest, I don't know anybody that I respect that say that. So
if you say that, bro, you sick in your head, bro. You don't know you have no competitive bone in your body. First of all,
see, people know about Kaiser Chiefs. I'm telling you, bro. If Jackson was playing for Kaiser Chiefs,
that's why I laugh because I remember Kaiser Chiefs on FIFA or something. Something I remember.
They out there.
Bro, they're South African. They're very good. So people don't think I'm African myself, bro. I'm Zambian. Of course, I love Africa, bro. But the point that I'm making is the development that Jackson's had has been poor in comparison to people that have actually been in academies, bro. You know what I'm saying? He was playing for who? Real Debanjo. Let me actually Google this. Yeah, let me show you, look, because I was actually surprised when I saw this. Nicholas Jackson.
What Jackson?
Bro, he was in Senegal in 2019, bro. You know what I mean? You're still playing in Africa, bro. Let me show you.
No, the experience is not serious. He should have been at a Bournemouth, if I'm being real. He should have went to Bournemouth to get proper experience. Like,
bro, look at this, bro. He was playing. Yeah, this is Jackson. Jackson began playing for local side ASC Tillen before joining Casa Sports. Yeah. Who's Casa Sports, bruv? And then he went to Villarreal in 2019. So that's what I'm saying. His development's completely different to everyone else. right? Casa Sports is a Senegalese professional football club, and they play top division in Senegal, bro. That's where we got. That's where he came from. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and he's actually from, I think he's from Gambia originally. Yeah, big up them, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm talking about. It's very clear when I'm seeing him playing that this guy he wasn't really playing academy football like that, bro. Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? But very good show, man. We've got some good numbers today, people. Went a little bit later than usual, but we moved, man. Like I said, there's a lot more content to come this week. I'm gonna go live with Goonie on Friday. I'll probably try to do something beforehand as well. Make sure that you lot check out the review that I put out yesterday for the game. But yeah, ads, let them know they can find you, bro, man. Love for hopping on, bro.
Yeah, my Twitter handle's there. Maybe a YouTube channel will come soon. We'll see with that one. But I just need Chelsea to bring back the vibes, bro, because I got all my football joy from hate watches last week. Like, just seeing Liverpool crash out of Europe, get spanked by Newcastle at Wembley. That brought me the vibes. That was a good feeling, but I'm going to need Chelsea to give me a little something these next few weeks, man.
Yeah, facts, bro, facts. Jimmy, let them know they can find you, my G.
Yo, I'm nowhere now, right now. I'm everywhere. You just gotta find me. I don't even tell niggas where I'm at no more. Y'all people like Chelsea fans are fucking annoying. Come find me on Twitter so I can really talk to y'all the way I want to talk. Yeah, don't find me nowhere else. Find me on Twitter where I can call y'all the names I want to call y'all and I don't get bad. At Jimmy Spliff. Where's my Twitter? Put that thing up. What's my Twitter again? Yeah, at Jimmy the Spliff. That's where it's at. Come add me on Twitter if you don't like me. Add me. You could come tell me anything. I war over there about how I feel about this club.
AJ, let them know they can find you, bro, man. Love for hopping on, man.
Yeah, bro. Big up another good show. Catch me on TikTok, man. NYC Chelsea Blues, and just I think our top 4/top 5 is in these next 4 or 5 games. I think right there, that's our best opportunity right there. Because after that, we play a even higher level of teams. So
Liverpool gonna be sending out the kids. That gonna be like a 20. I hope so. You know what I mean?
We play Forest, we play United. They gonna be fighting for stuff still. So I think these next 4 games: Fulham, Brentford. I don't remember who else, but Tottenham.
Yeah,
a good 12 points. We should be good. There we should be good. So
100%. But listen, people, make sure that you lot are smashed up the like, man. Keep subscribing to the channel. Up the Chels every time. Let's enjoy this break, bruv. In a bit, you man. Love.